Okay, Taylor, I just want to show you really fast where to find the lesson so you can get started on the St. Louis website. Just log into the class. You've done everything you need to do for chapter 1. You're going to skip over chapters 2 and 3 because everything that's in those chapters you're still going to learn, but you're going to learn from this website. But go down to chapter 4, supply, and right here you click supply and demand pretest. It's going to pull up the instructions for this lesson. It's going to tell you need your username and password, or what they call your student code, and that's what I just emailed you. And then it just tells you that since this is a pretest, I'm not going to be giving you a grade as what the online website gives you. I'm just going to give you a 100 for attempting. So you're just going to try to answer the questions to the best of your knowledge. But you go right here and you click on this link, and it's going to pull up where you can log in, and you just type in that student code and password that I sent you, and you hit login. And then it's going to pull up the lesson. And this, like I said, this is a supply and demand lesson. And you look down through here, and this is all the work that you need to complete. And this is going to take you all the way through chapters 4 and 5. But you just read through this welcome, and then at the bottom of each page it says proceed to next page right here. You're going to click on that, and the first thing it's going to do, okay, sorry, I had to log in again. You're going to click on proceed to next page, and it's going to pull up the pretest. And again, you're not going to be expected to really know the answers to most of these questions, okay? Because this is a pretest. We haven't learned any of this information yet. But you're just going to go through and answer each one of these questions by clicking A, B, C, or D. You scroll down and you answer all the way through them, and then again at the bottom there's going to be a little button to press, and this one says submit test. Now this one tells me I'm an instructor, so it's not going to score it, but for you it's going to give you a score, and the score is probably going to be a really bad score. But just remember, for attempting it, the score that I'm going to give you on the TOPS website is going to be a 100, okay? So once you finish that, you click on Lesson 1, Demand. And I really love this site because it has great videos and just a lot of little things for you to play with to help teach this information to you. But for instance here, this very first page is a video. You click play and it's a real short video, and it's just starting to introduce you to demand and what is demand. And every time you finish with that page, you just go down and proceed to the next. You read through the next page, you click proceed to the next. And you're going to see there's a lot of little activities to go through and a lot of pictures, and you're going to get to more videos, etc. And these are all things that are going to help teach you about the law of demand. And then at the very end of this demand on lesson, you're going to have some knowledge check questions. And for instance, right here it gives you a demand curve, and it asks you a question. It says if the price of milk increases, what's going to happen for the quantity of milk? And you're just going to go through and choose an answer, okay? Go through and just pick. And what you need to make sure you do, you need to make sure you answer all of these before clicking to proceed to the next page, okay? Because if you don't answer these questions and you just go through them really fast and you click proceed, then what's going to happen is you're going to get through all of them, but then it's not going to let you go on to lesson 2. So try to answer all of these, and what it's going to do is when you answer it, it's going to tell you if you're right or wrong. For instance, this one says that's incorrect, and it tells you why you're incorrect. And if you were to click the correct one, it's going to tell you, yes, that's correct, and this is why. So it's another really good way to help teach you this lesson. But you just keep going through all these. You answer all the questions you come to. You always click proceed to next page, and then what's going to happen is you're going to get to the very end of the lesson on demand. It's going to pull up this discussion board. You don't have to do anything on the discussion board, so you just click proceed to next page, and it's going to start you in the next lesson, which is supply, and that is what is in chapters 4 and chapter 5 too. So you do the same thing. You're going to go through all these sections just by reading the pages, playing with all the graphs, answering all of the questions. When you're done with that one, you're going to be in lesson 3, which puts the supply and demand curves together on the same graph, and it talks about what happens if there's a price change with when they're together on the same graph like that. And you're going to go through that. You're going to answer all of the knowledge check questions. If you ever have any questions about anything, you please email me at any time. And then there's one last little course conclusion page. You want to read through that and make sure you understand all of that. And then you're going to click and go into the post-test. Now on the post-test, this one it's very important you take your time on this. You want to get these answers correct, because this is whatever score is given to you online here is the score that will be recorded for as a test grade in the class. Okay, but if you're working on this post-test, there's no time or anything. This can take as long as you want. So if you're working on this post-test and you have a question, you can email me, or you can go back into the lesson, maybe ask a question about market equilibrium, and you can go back in to that lesson and try to look up what what you say, oh, I remember seeing that somewhere. So feel free to do that. And again, feel free to email me. But once you finish and you answer all of the test questions, you're going to hit Submit Test, and it's going to give you your grade right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in later when you're finished, and I'm going to take all of your grades that are here that show me that you've completed all this work, your pre-test grade, and then this post-test, and I'm going to put them on the TOPS website on your grade report there. Okay? If you have any questions, please email me.